Alright, ladies, gentlemen, and kids, today, thanks to Phoenix Bike Week or Bike Fest here in Peoria, Arizona, in Suzuki, North America, I'll be test riding this naked bike, the GSX-S750. Ooh, nice DJ gauge. So this is one of those sport naked bikes that you can get. This bike competes with the KTM Duke 690, the FZ or NT07, the SV650, the Z650, or whatever. This was basically a bridge between the higher capacity bikes. And this is my first time riding this little thing right here. So far so good. I like the throttling on this bike. While we're waiting right now, Ergonomics check. I'm 6'3", 200 to 220 pounds with a 32-inch inseam, full flat, typical naked bike. So far so good. I like the side mirrors at the moment. The ergonomics is upright, just the way I like it. One thing that I noticed looking at this bike so far, it has that quality design to it. It doesn't look cheap. The gauge doesn't look tacked on like the FZ series. This one, everything is like custom made in this bike, which is good. Low speed ability on this bike is pretty good. I like the way this bike gets up. It has a gear shift indicator, which is lovely. And it's a little bit, yeah, it feels like it's a dedicated competitor to the 650, 750 Sport Nakeds. If the FZ09 it's a little bit too much, this is a good option for you. The mapping, the throttle map on this bike is very impressive. It's very smooth. And it's very light. It's very, very nice. It's very flicky. It's very lightweight. It's like I'm riding... It feels like I'm riding a... It has the best of both worlds between the SV650 and a MT09. I forgot to introduce this bike. This is the 2018 GSX-S750 S. It's like a Jig-Sis, not Jig-Sir. It's a Jig-Sis. I feel more comfortable riding this bike than the typical 650 to 750 bike. The gear shift, it's very tactile. The rear brakes, it's very direct. There's not much play. It's very sensitive. Same goes with the front brakes too. The clutch engagement, let me see. It's a little bit tricky. The bite, it engages around close to when you release the gears. So it bites way before you completely release the clutch. So far so good. I like it. You can still feel the small size of this bike. The side mirrors, I like the side mirrors. It gives you a very good wide angle view on it. Unfortunately, you just barely hear the engine note in this bike. I'm wearing earplugs right now, and it's just, it doesn't, you can't even can feel the, you can hear the you can feel the engine noise, but it sounds like a, it sounds like a a crotch rocket high-pitched sound. It's not like a thumpy. It pulls very nice. It doesn't deliver that kick as the FZ-07 does. The handlebars, right now I'm feeling some slight vibrations around between 4,000 to 6,000 revs. The vibrations on your handlebar is pretty significant, but on my legs and my butt it's pretty okay. It feels a very high-strung sport naked. The riding position is slightly more aggressive than the FZ-07 or MT-07. It's more like of a street fighter type bike. The handlebars is a little bit narrower, but you can still sit it upright. I like it. It's a good size. It doesn't feel cramped as the MT-07 or the SV650 as far as I remember. The gauges are very legible. I like it. It doesn't flush it away from the sunlight. It's not like the Yamaha FZs that it looks tacky, in my opinion. Rev matching is pretty easy. I have no qualms about it. It's a very flicky bike. I like it. See? Let's see how it turns. Very nice. It turns very nice. It's very light. It feels lighter than it is. This one has 6 gears too, so this can be applied to short highway runs. It feels very light. It's windy right now here in the Phoenix area, and I can already feel that I've been flopped around right now because this bike is so light. Low speed ability is pretty good. Almost. Yeah, the exhaust is too muted for this bike. I can barely hear its engine. Maybe it's because of the wind that is going on right now. I can barely hear the engine right now. So most of you guys will just put an aftermarket can and everything. That'll solve the problem. See, I can barely hear the engine. It's like I'm riding a silenced sport naked. Oh well. You'll enjoy the music of this bike once you put a nice exhaust on it. Very easy to flick. Yeah, the vibrations on the handlebar is starting to bother me right now. It has that Ducati-esque vibration, that fine vibration, and plus it doesn't have the same torque. It doesn't have the same torque kick as the Yamaha or the KTMs. Yeah, you can barely hear the engine. If I can barely hear the engine right now live, I'm afraid that you might not be able to hear it from my microphone. Even if you put it on higher gear, at 6th gear right now, the vibration is still prominent. See, I can hear more of the Gixxer over here next to me than my bike itself. I don't know. This bike is too quiet for me. I don't know if you guys are advocates of louder exhaust means safety type of thing, but come on, give me a break, man. This is too quiet. Other than that, the suspension is much more. It has the right firmness. It's easier to ride, in my opinion. I got nothing else to say about it. I like the way it flicks. It's beginner friendly at some degree. Yeah, I can barely hear the engine. I'm already at 3rd gear doing 35. And it's just... please. It begs to have a can. I like the throttle. It's a little bit jumpy compared to usual. But this one has traction control. I kind of noticed that. Alright. Thanks again to Suzuki of North America with Right Now Power Sports here in Arizona, helping them out for hosting this awesome event. And the ride is almost over. It's a pretty short run compared to a typical test ride route. Clutch engagement is pretty nice. It's not too intimidating, so yeah, go. Alright, closing ceremony. Off. The kickstand's pretty hard to find, so you gotta look down and then let's hit that pilot. So there you go. It's a GSX-S a GSX-S right here. It looks like a smaller version of its big brother, the 1000 version. I test rode that bike last year. Hopefully I get to test ride it again. Yeah, it feels more of a quality bike compared to the FZ. See, I like the touches like this. The gauge is so flushed in. I like it. Thumbs up. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out.